Hello, welcome to
Papi, pre-movies.
My name is Papi.
And I'm Natalie.
In our podcast, we'll review and critique my favorite PG-13 movies.
Movies that I wasn't allowed to watch until I turned 13.
Once a month, Natalie and I will watch a new PG-13 movie.
And I'll see if Papi's movies live up to the hype.
Which, of course, they will.
Today we're going to be watching Big Trouble in Little China.
Before we begin, there will be spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie and don't want it to be spoiled,
Press pause and come back when you're finished. Now, Papi, tell me the deets on this movie.
All right, Natalie, how are you?
I want chocolate.
There's some chocolate over there. You should have it after I finish our pod.
I already had a whole Twix.
Both the left and the right side?
Yeah.
Delicious. Big Trouble in Little China came out in 1986 with a runtime of 1 hour and 39 minutes. It's streaming on Tubi. It's written by Gary Goldman, David Z. Weinstein, and W.D. Richter, and directed by John Carpenter. Main stars are Kurt Russell, Kim Cattrall, and Dennis Dunn. Fun facts, the movie reminds me of one of my favorite games, Mortal Kombat. The lightning character was used as a reference for the player Raiden. So what did you think of the movie?
I think that Street Fighter's better.
Yes, my dream idea would be Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, but Street Fighter is pretty good. I'm a big Street Fighter fan too.
Anyways, I don't really like Mortal Kombat, and I don't really like this movie.
Boo! I loved it. It was so much fun. You can't take it seriously. It was just goofy and fun.
I was confused.
Me too. It was a little complicated for such a fun movie. There was a lot of exposition, a lot of talking.
And usually I say I'm confused, but this time I promise it was confusing.
When I was doing the recap, I was like looking up people's names and the names of these gangs and this gang and that gang, and it was a lot. So I had a hard time as well. What do you rate it?
I give it 2 stars.
Really? You didn't like it that much?
I was falling asleep.
I thought it was kind of fun. Fun and silly and campy. Very Tremors-like, where it's like kind of goofy. Can't really take it too seriously.
But Tremors was entertaining. This movie, I was confused. And when I get confused, I give up.
So this movie's a flashback of a flashback. Because when I was little, the Kung Fu movies that were on like the PBS channel and things like that, they were my jam. I loved them so much. They were over the top campy, super awesome, and the karate was amazing. And this was an homage to that. And then obviously it's been 40 years since this movie came out, so you're looking at movies from like 56 years ago that I loved. And so that's why I think I really still enjoyed it quite a bit. And maybe you never had that experience in liking those kind of movies, so.
Yeah, I don't think that there's no nostalgic effect in it.
No, I think anybody my age, I would say that my generation was a huge fan of Kung Fu movies, like really awesome. And some really campy movies. And then Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee was a huge super movie star for us growing up, so.
I don't know if our generation really has something like that. I know, there was a time where Western was a huge thing. There was time with all the karate and kung fu movies.
So what do you have now?
That's what I'm saying. I don't really know if there's another. Oh, yeah. It's definitely superheroes.
Yeah, because I think
I lived through Endgame, Marvel, the whole Marvel Avengers timeline was during the time of my life.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Iron Man came out in 2008, so you were born in 2009.
It kind of just started.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the only movie kind of genre that's popular right now.
Yeah, well, it kind of is starting to fizzle out, I feel. But it's a very long run still. So it's kind of a decade of hero movies.
We're almost 18 years now, though. So I would say, and it's not going to end because they have movies planned to 2031, 2032. So, and then they make so much money. There's never a reason not to stop making them.
And I also do feel that with technology, we can kind of say animation. Animated movies is also kind of a thing that started in the 2000s becoming more prevalent.
Maybe. I mean, the Disney animation movie, Revolution, starting with Little Mermaid and Aladdin and Lion King, all those movies started when I was in high school, junior high. So I think that was,
a little before.
Yeah, a little bit before. I would say you look back and go, oh, you like kung fu movies. You like this kind of movie. You like this kind of movie. And people in your, I don't know, 30 years from now, you're going to be like, oh, that's a new superhero movie. That reminds me of when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the Superman movie with my family or something.
Why don't we get into the recap?
All right. The movie begins with Egg Shen speaking with a lawyer. He talks about Jack Burton, how he isn't at fault for the giant green explosion in Chinatown. Shen tells the lawyer that Jack is actually a hero. Then he talks about ancient sorcery and demonstrates some of his own magical powers. So this scene was added. Who is the real hero of this movie?
Egg.
Egg, maybe, or Wang, right?
Yeah.
And Jack is kind of like a bumbling fool. And so the movie producers were like, no, he is the main character. He's the boss, right? Like he should be the best at everything. When the movie showed that he wasn't like that, they added this scene just to kind of like build Jack up as some hero. But did he actually do any heroic?
Not really. I always feel like they just needed a white protagonist in there. Like they felt, but I feel like the movie could fully stand alone without Jack.
100%.
So I kind of wonder what their purpose was. Maybe to get another like movie star in the movie. Maybe to like, I don't know why they kind of wanted Jack in there, but
well,
maybe to kind of make it more popular with like a Western audience.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think that this movie would have, if he wasn't in it, it would have been made. Probably. Or not would have been made in American audiences. A big movie trope is like the white Westerner comes in and helps Asian other protagonists and then saves the day.
Yeah, and not even Asian, just like any other
just anything, yeah.
culture.
Yeah, the white hero. And so the makers of this movie didn't want that. And that's why they made Jack the way he is. Cause
yeah.
You would think Jack is pretty tough, but he's really not. He's really not. He's just kind of a fool. I think they were trying to like go the opposite way, and then the producers and the people selling the movie were like, no.
They're like, what happened to the trope?
Well, we need the white hero. What are you doing here? So they gave him that little scene where he's not even in it. I think they like put it in afterwards, where it's just action talking to some lawyer. That are they going to court? Are they being sued? I don't even know. Jack takes off at the end of the movie, so who knows? Next, we see Jack driving his truck, the Pork Chop Express. He's going to San Francisco. He parks his truck in a Chinatown alley and begins having a great night of eating and gambling. Turns into morning, and Wang, a friend of Jack, has gambled all night long. Wang owes Jack $1,000, and he can't let it go. He begs Jack to do one more bet for double or nothing. Jack agrees and wins again. Wang tells Jack he has to get his money, but has to stop off at the airport first. Jack doesn't trust him, so he drives Wang to the airport.
I don't understand why he doesn't trust him, because he trusted him with the 1,000 beforehand.
Yeah, but he thought he was going to give it to him.
But now that it's the 2,000, he's like,
but he didn't give it to him. So like he said, hey, I bet you $1,000. He wasn't going to pay. I don't think Wang was going to pay him right then and there. So Jack is a pig farmer transporter, right? So his truck, the Pork Chop Express, he brings pigs to them, and then they use them for their restaurants. He'll come back in a couple of weeks or next month or whenever they come back, or maybe in 2 days. I don't know how often he goes to Chinatown. Probably be like, no, I'll pay you next time. You know what I mean? And the next time, and the next time. Who knows? So
I don't know, but it was just kind of strange why he followed him for so long.
Yeah, what? Yeah, he owes me He owes me $2,000.
Like you were willing to leave 1,000 away. Like you should have just left it.
Or else.
Plus, this is your friend too. It's not like a random stranger. I know that it's a bet's a bet, but like that's your friend. I feel like he doesn't really care.
I would say.
He probably cares about the 1,000, but not the 2,000. That was a double or nothing.
Owes me $7, even if it's your mother. I'm not gonna forget it. I want my money. People sneak out on bets all the time, so I can't trust it. No, sorry. Wang is going to the airport to pick up his fiancée, Miao Ying, who is coming from China. She's very beautiful and has green eyes. When they get to the airport, Jack spots another beautiful lady named Gracie, who also has green eyes. She doesn't give Jack the time of day, though. Then he spots some shady ninja-looking characters, and they attack Tara, Gracie's friend. Jack interferes and gets beat up. So that's the first time he tries to fight someone, he gets knocked right out.
Yeah, and I also don't understand why they grabbed the friend. Like, were they just confused who's who? Because if they were looking for a girl with green eyes, it's kind of hard to confuse the two girls.
I don't think they were looking for a girl with green eyes. I think they were looking for like a hot girl to sell or auction off into sex slave.
I thought they were looking for the villain.
The villain bought them from this organization. But they were going to take that girl, but that became too much of a problem. Then they saw Meow, which is even more beautiful with the green eyes. They ended up going.
Okay, because I thought that they were just confused, and I'm like, are you guys like? Do you guys not know how to look? Like, why are you grabbing the wrong girl?
No, that was the whole thing. So they've been doing this. Margot, who comes later, she's a reporter, and Gracie were trying to break in on this sex trade ring that these guys are running. These shady ninja guys. Anyways, the characters turn their attention to Meow and kidnap her. Wang and Jack give chase, but the ninjas get away. Also, ninjas, dude, come on. Ninja movies, there are no more ninja movies. Those were the best.
And why didn't they kidnap any of the other women at the...
I think maybe it'd be hard to grab like 5 of them. You know what I'm saying?
You got too many on your hands.
Yeah, too many. You're like, oh, leave one. Plus, how much space do you have in the little car they drove off in? You know what I mean? They should have grabbed both the girls, but they only grabbed the one. Wang recognizes the ninjas to be a part of the Lords of Death gang and directs Jack to their headquarters.
I just think it's strange that he's just busting in on a gang like that. Like, that's not going to go well.
No, I don't think so. Jack drives his truck into the alley, and they come upon a funeral of the Chang Sing, group of good guys in Chinatown. Then the Wing Kong, the evil gang that controls the Lord of Death, come in, and there's a huge battle. Wang and Jack watch everything from inside their truck. What did you think of this? First off, they started with machine guns, right?
Yeah.
And then they just started using hand-to-hand weapons.
That's what I even wrote that, and I'm like, why'd you put your guns down? Like, pick them back up. Those are useful.
They ran out of bullets, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
No, because they ended up picking up the guns later and using them later.
What's funny is that this truck gets shot at, and then nobody gets hurt. It's impossible. Like, bullets go through trucks.
Also, there's no dents. Like, the truck comes out completely unscathed.
Right. Yeah, it's true. Huh? And there's machine gun fire everywhere. So this scene was awesome. Those awesome karate scenes.
I don't understand that.
Then there's an explosion and 3 warriors emerge. The 3 storms. Lightning, thunder, and rain.
And then here's where we see the people pick back up their guns and start shooting them
That's
again.
Right. They start shooting those guys, but it doesn't help. They kill everyone. Jack is scared and drives off and hits their leader, Sorcerer Lo Pan, with his truck.
Some people are running away, but when they see the light, they like turn around and stop, and then they all die. Like, just keep running. Why is everyone so curious? Just start running. I don't care what it is.
It's like you can't turn around, you turn into a pillar of salt. Everybody turns into a pillar of salt. You can't help it. You always want to turn around. Jack goes to check on the body of Lo Pan after he ran over him, and he can't find him anywhere. Then Lo Pan comes out, perfectly fine, and starts doing sorcery on Jack, but Wang saves him just in time. They run away, leaving his truck.
I feel like it would have been faster to get into the truck.
And drive off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like an alley, so it's kind of hard to get around. I thought the same thing too, but I'm like, they went down the alley, maybe there's no out of the alley, and you're backing up, and there's a bunch of people there. And the ninjas were rad. What do you think of the 3 ninjas, the three storms, lightning?
I didn't remember them.
They're the only thing I remember. First off, one of them is the character Raiden in Mortal Kombat. And they are awesome. They are awesome fighters, man.
They all had the same move.
We're done talking. One had lightning. How did they have the same move?
They all had lightning.
Lightning had lightning. There was thunder and there was rain.
I don't remember. I just remembered a lot of lightning, and that's about it.
They get to Wang's home and tell his Uncle Chu what happened. Uncle Chu says that Lo Pan is immortal. He was cursed 2,000 years ago to live forever in an old broken body. Eddie, a friend, joins them, and then Gracie comes over and tells them that Meow is probably at a brothel where they sell women into slavery. This is where it gets really long. The whole immortal situation, the whole talk, all the ancient Chinese lore about, Lo Pan and the person that curses him. And this is where it was way too much. And that's, I think, where I got a little confusing.
I also am wondering why he's in the U.S.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Why doesn't he go to Europe where everyone has green eyes? Or just go to any country that has a high population of green-eyed women. I think he's just not being efficient about it.
Or go to China, where you're going to find a lot more Chinese women that have green eyes.
Or have they tried colored contacts yet?
Well, they were also going to use Gracie, and she wasn't Chinese. And she had green eyes.
That's what I'm saying. I would just go to Europe, where there's more green-eyed women. Grandma
had green eyes. So both the actresses, Meow and Gracie, didn't have green eyes. They had contacts.
Well, you could tell that Meow didn't have green eyes. Hers were almost like turquoise. They were very strangely colored.
There are people with turquoise looking eyes.
No, but it was like neon.
Yeah, maybe too much. Wayne comes up with an idea, and they go to the brothel. Gracie comes too, with Margot, a reporter trying to expose the sex slave ring. Jack dresses like a nerd and asks for a girl with green eyes. He gets to Meow, and before he saves her, there's a big green explosion, and the three storms come, knock him out, and take Meow away. Knockout number 2. This is the second time he got knocked out.
They're always getting knocked out.
See, so
it's almost like a cutscene that movies use.
Yeah. 100%. It's true. When we did the XXX movie, he got getting knocked out, so that way it's a transition between scenes and movies.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I never thought about that. That's why the three storms came in. It wasn't them that kidnapped Meow. It was those Lords of Death. And so they came in and they stole her out of there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other people were just in the airport for funsies.
No, they were there to steal women for their sex slave ring.
I think they could go about it in a more discreet place. Or I guess the airports didn't have as much security back then. True. But if I thought about a place that has the most security, I'd think of an airport and a prison.
Sure, there's a bunch of TSA agents everywhere.
But I guess that's just my younger generation thinking.
No, I think you're right. It would have been better. They could have found her anyway, right? They could have found her down the street. They could have kidnapped her while they were walking around.
Yeah, it was like they were waiting at the airport for fresh women.
Yeah, fresh meat coming across from China. The team regroups at Gracie's house. Wang and Jack decide to go to Lo Pan's business, dressed as telephone repairmen to rescue Meow. They get in and take an elevator down to find her, but it's a trap. The elevator fills with water and they almost die. They surface in a cave, but are knocked out immediately by one of the storms. They're tied up in wheelchairs in a dungeon. On knockout number 3.
I think it's funniest how instead of just dragging their corpses, they put them in wheelchairs and push them around.
It is funny.
It's kind of a lot more effort.
It is funny though.
If you think of someone getting knocked out, you're just dragging their body like a rag doll. You wouldn't put them in a little chair and push them around.
I do wonder, do they? I know Lo Pan was in a wheelchair. So I wonder if they're we'll just use Lo Pan's wheelchair. He has extras. They have extras. They're just lying around. In the dungeon, Wang and Jack are tortured for a little while and then taken to Lo Pan, who in his corporeal form is ancient and frail. He tells them that he needs to marry and kill Meow to cure his curse and become a strong human forever. Then he will take over the world. Eddie, Gracie, and Margot come into the front desk looking for Wang and Jack, and the women are quickly captured. I don't know what they thought they were going to do. So dumb.
I don't understand.
What do you mean?
I just would go home.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Wang and Jack, whatever. They're not really our friends, are they? Especially Gracie. They barely knows them. Lo Pan then dismisses Jack and Wang back to their dungeon. In their dungeon, Wang and Jack break out of their restraints and escape when one of the storms comes in. They run into Eddie, who tells them that Margot and Gracie were captured. How did Eddie not get captured? He was loose.
I think he just pretends to be dead and then they just leave him there.
I guess so. They find the area where all the slaves are in cages and attack the guards, who are super strong ninja women. Meanwhile, Jack goes around and springs all the slaves, including Margot and Gracie. She's tied up and gagged. No other women are tied up and gagged.
Actually, I was thinking about that and I was like, are they just, like, why would they do that? And what I think it is, and it truly makes sense to me, is that she's the only one, like, yelling back at them. She's the feistiest woman in this whole thing. And I can imagine her just, like, cursing them out and yelling and stuff, that they just had to shut her up in some way.
Yeah, like, we're done. I think there is a cut scene where they show her, like, doing that. Just, like, being feisty and yelling and they're like, yeah, we're done. I think there was a scene that they cut, you know. Mm-hmm. But it was funny because she was like hogtied, like hands behind her back. Like,
it's like she was a threat to them almost.
Yeah, like a fight. Like if you gag her, that's one thing, and then tie her hands together so that way she can't take her gag off. But I mean, it's like for reals. The entire team and the other women slaves make their escape. They go through the sewer system in order to get to Shen, who has a bus waiting for them. In a sewer tunnel, Jack kisses Gracie. And she says, no thanks. Then before they escape, Gracie is captured by a monster. Everyone runs and boards Shen's bus and drives off. And Jack realizes Gracie's not with them. And neither is Meow. They completely forgot about Meow.
That was the whole point. I don't understand.
They took off super excited. And then he's like, where's Gracie? And the other guy's like, yeah, we never picked up Meow. The whole reason we were there. We totally forgot. There's a bunch of action in the middle of the whole, you know, where this guy's running and this guy's running. That's pretty cool, but
I would just go home. Just leave them.
You just find another girl. You know what I'm saying? Meow.
Get over it, Wang.
Yeah. Wang and Jack prepare to go back for Gracie and Meow. The Chang Sing and Shen join them to help out. Meanwhile, Lo Pan decides to marry both women, kill one, and be with the other.
If I was an old man like that, I wouldn't want to spend any more time. Like, if I lost my immortality, I would be dead the next day.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like you've been dead because you can't taste anything, you can't feel anything. So imagine like being born again and you can eat yummy food and feel the.
No, I'm done.
Yeah, you're finished. All right, you've been around 2,000 years. You're good to go.
Yeah, I've tasted enough in my life. That's why I say if I ever reach 100 and then everyone's like, "Oh, poor lady, she's like blind and deaf." Like, no, I've heard and seen enough. Like, I'm just here for fun now.
Yeah, I'm just here for a number.
Yeah, like I don't feel bad about me if I'm 100 and blind. Like I don't want to see anyone else anymore.
Yeah, I've seen everybody I want to see. Shen prepares his crew with some magic potion, and they break into Lo Pan's base and come upon the wedding where Gracie and Lau are hypnotized. You think there was actually superpowers in the drink, or they were just like taking shots? They like have courage to go and attack.
No, I think they were just taking shots.
Yeah.
Especially since Jack just seems like the type of person who just likes to drink.
Yeah, I think so. Jack and Wing want to stop it, but Shen tells him to wait until the ceremony's finished so Lo Pan can be immortal and killed. Lo Pan's goons find out that Wing and the crew are present, and a huge battle ensues. Jack shoots up the ceiling and knocks himself out. Knockout number 4?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so that was the proof that he's the fool. He wasn't even there for that battle.
Or the fact that he got knocked out in his first fight ever immediately.
Yeah. So, but I like that. Don't you think that's cool? It's like a different take. That Wang is the tough guy.
I just think that he shouldn't be in the movie at all.
We wouldn't have watched it. It would have never came out.
I wouldn't have watched it regardless.
It's duel time. Wang duels Rain, and it's epic, and eventually Wang wins. Shen and Lo Pan have a sorcery battle, but it ends in a draw, and Lo Pan bounces with Meow and Thunder. I love this scene where they're like using their magic and they're like summoning big knights that are fighting each other, and it's so cool. The special effects obviously are a little to be desired for, movies 40 years old. But I love that scene. I remember it fondly since when I was little.
It was all right.
Okay. Gracie wakes up from hypnosis and meets up with Jack. They take an elevator to catch up with Meow. In the elevator, they make out hard. Before they get to Lopan, Wang joins them and starts fighting Thunder.
This is another instance of Jack just being dumb. Because he's in the elevator and he's like, Gracie, why are you dressed like that? Did you not just see that she was getting married? Like, I don't understand who you're talking to. You were just here. Why are you dressed like that? I don't know. Why do you think?
I think she says, I was getting married, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
She's like, I was about to get married. And then, like, why is she acting all shy? Like, he just watched the whole thing. I would have been like, I was kidnapped. I was put in this clothes against my will. And you're going to ask me why. I would have been upset.
Was he like jealous? Like, why are you dressed like that? Like,
no, he was like, why are you dressed like that?
Wang joins them and starts fighting Thunder. Jack eventually gets the upper hand on Lopan and kills him with a knife. Thunder is so distraught that he blows himself up. Do you like that? And he just got super fat and exploded. His big feet, his big face.
He gave up.
He gave up. He couldn't live up with Lopan. And so Jack, he does kill Lopan. But that's all he does. And he misses the first time. He throws the knife the first time and he misses. And then catches it because he has like amazing reflexes, right? That's his thing. That's how he won money against Wang. And then he throws it back and kills him. The crew begin to make their escape and lightning comes and almost gets them. Shen saves the day by dropping a heavy statue on him. The crew find Jack's truck and drive away right before the police show up and the place explodes. Celebration time at Wang's house. Wang pays Jack what he owes him and Margot and Eddie flirt and make a date. Gracie and Jack go their separate ways and don't even kiss goodbye. Jack drives off in his Pork Chop Express, and as he's driving away, you see the monster is in the back of the truck. The end. Do you like that ending? A little spooky? So it's not like a sequel. You're like, oh, there's a sequel. It's not like that. It's just like, oh, like leaves you, what's going to happen to Jack? The monster is tougher than anyone, right? So
I think that Jack should harness powers.
All right. Could this movie still be made today?
I don't know. Probably, but I don't think it would.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be made today. I think it's a good story. I don't think it's totally insensitive to like Asian culture. If anything, there is some historical stories in it. So I don't know if there'd be an issue with it not being made today.
I think a few things like Jack, I think it's just a problem in general. But that trope of having the like great white hero, it's still in movies today. But I think Jack as a character was just a strange character himself. He was not very bright or very strong, but then he was kind of like always saving Gracie. I don't know how. And he like was kissing her and stuff. And she was like trying to tell him to leave her alone.
Right.
Like he should have just left her alone. I also just think that the women in this story are very Princess Peach, very stuck in the castle.
Sure.
So
they try to make Gracie a strong character because
they end up trapping her anyways.
Yeah, and she gets hypnotized.
So I think that was strange. Miao Ying, who's basically the focus of this whole mission, has zero personality. I doubt she has more than 5 lines.
Does she? I don't even think she has a line.
I don't know, but it's a little disconcerting how like the women are kind of shells of characters in this story.
100%.
When I say that if I was Wang, I would just give up on this woman because we don't know anything about her.
Well, he knows her from back in the day. He like loves her. He brought her over.
I know, but we don't see any of their connection.
Well, she gets kidnapped in the first 1 second and then pretty much hypnotized the rest of the movie until they leave at the end like hugging and kissing, and that's about it.
I know, and I think that's a problem. She barely had a character.
No, 100%. The plot device of going to save the princess, and the princess had no character at all. You're right. Other than a pretty face and fake green eyes.
Yeah, she was literally just used for her body, basically.
Right. Anything else you have in your notes about this wonderful movie?
No.
All right, does it pass the Bechdel test?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
The Bechdel test is a test to check for female representation in movies. There are 3 criteria. Criteria number 1, are there 2 or more named females?
Yeah.
There's Meow Yin. There's Gracie. There's Margot. There's Tara. Criterion number 2, do they ever talk to each other?
No.
Margot and Gracie talk to each other.
No, they don't. She gets kidnapped before.
They talk to each other in the hotel. They talk to each other in the car as they're waiting outside of the place.
They talk about her. Oh, she wants to get her education in America, all this stuff. I don't think Tara even has a line.
Not Meow and Tara. I'm talking about Margot, the reporter.
No, I'm talking about Tara and Gracie.
I'm not. Tara, I don't even think that she talks.
That's what I'm saying. She was kidnapped
No,
before.
Margot, the reporter, and Gracie. I think they do talk.
I don't think so.
Criterion number 3, they talked about anything other than a man.
No, I do remember them talking. I think Gracie said something like, "Oh, I think Eddie really likes you," and Margot was like, "Oh, I don't want him."
Well, they end up kind of look like they're gonna hook up later. All right, so it does not pass the Bechdel test. Anything else before we finish the pod?
No.
Thank you for tuning into Papi Approved Movies.
If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast app or like our podcast on YouTube. If you watched to the end of today's episode, comment down below the lightning emoji.
We put on an episode twice a month.
If you want to see extra podcast content, follow our TikTok at Papi Approved Movies.
If you want to suggest a movie for us to watch and critique,
email us at papiapprovedmovies@gmail.com.
That's papiapprovedmovies@gmail.com. No spaces, no caps.
We'll try our best to get to your suggestions. And remember, it has to be PG-13.
I'm Papi.
And I'm Natalie.
See you next time.